Many of you have heard of Costa Rica and Panama as being top-rated retirement destinations in Central America. However, did you know that current U.S. immigration policy has also started a wave of immigration coming from many parts of South America, heading up north towards the United States,
making their way through a dangerous stretch of Latin America right now. More than 90,000 people have crossed from Colombia to Panama this year, an unprecedented number,
which has flooded both Costa Rica and Panama with migrants and refugees heading to the United States. Now, based on interviews which were conducted in Costa Rica by the United Nations Office of International Migration, it also appears that many other nationalities from around the world are also arriving in Panama and Costa Rica to make the journey north as well. As we can see from their report, these are some of the nationalities of the persons that are being interviewed in Costa Rica: Venezuela, Cuba, Haiti, Senegal, Colombia, Angola, Nicaragua, Cameroon, Ghana, Afghanistan. As you can see from this list, there are many others. Of course, the United States is free to implement whatever immigration policy that it sees fit for its purposes. The issue is the chaotic way in which they go about it that then has an adverse effect on neighboring countries that do not have the financial capacity that the United States has to deal with it. The United Nations Office of International Migration has indicated that over 130,000 people have passed through the Darien route in 2021 through Panama and Costa Rica, and according to German television DW, over 150,000 crossed in 2022. Now, for small countries like Panama and Costa Rica, this has major economic and social impacts. Now, the vast majority of the migrants that were coming from Panama over to Costa Rica towards the United States were from Venezuela in recent months. I would say that in at least three months, we have personally witnessed large groups of Venezuelans on the streets here in Costa Rica, many trying to raise money to continue their journey north. And the government and local church organizations have been very supportive, providing shelter and food to the Venezuelan migrants in Costa Rica. Many have indicated that Nicaragua has been an obstacle for their journey north, since they are imposing either official or unofficial transit tax of US $150 on each Venezuelan, which has forced them to remain in Costa Rica to raise those funds. And now, more recently, the US has singled out and banned Venezuelans from entry into the United States. This agency reported that Maduro was going to start sending Venezuelan prisoners up north to the U.S. The U.S. Embassy in Panama has posted the policy change on its website. The embassy in Costa Rica indicated that the government would be implementing a new legal and safe way for Venezuelans to enter the United States. Now, the comment posted below from an individual points out that this decision to open the border and create this crisis is now going to have effects on every country from Mexico on south that are full of Venezuelan immigrants, of course, Costa Rica and Panama included. This is the airport in Panama City, as a rumor had started that Panama was granting free air flights to Venezuelans to return to the country. That was not the case. The Venezuelan government was organizing flights back, but they were not free. They had to pay for the flight. Now, most Latin Americans have always looked up to the United States as a place for economic opportunity and security. Now, we've all heard the saying that the grass is always greener on the other side, and many Americans complain about what is going on in the country. There are millions in Latin America still willing to risk their lives to get to the United States. A poll conducted by Gallup in Latin America found that 35% of Latin Americans, that's 42 million people, wanted to leave and go to the United States. A study in The Economist coincides that 1/3 of Latin America wants to emigrate, and they cite crime, weak economies in their country, and corruption as the main reasons for wanting to leave. So instead of this turn the border on, turn it off policy that we currently have, it would be nice for smaller countries like Costa Rica and Panama to be able to plan for these incoming waves of migrants fueled by signals from U.S. policy. That way it's going to be easier to plan accordingly and avoid the current chaos. As far as Latin America is concerned, they need to take personal responsibility, and their leaders need to be held accountable for decades of mismanagement and corruption, which deprives the population from economic opportunity and employment, which is what's leading to this mass migration in the first place. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any comments, please let me know in the comments section. If you are new to this channel, we focus on everything related to moving, living, or doing business in Costa Rica, so be sure to subscribe to this channel.